Hey guys, it's Meredith. Since there are so many new people here, which is super exciting, I thought I would take this opportunity to reintroduce myself. Or really just introduce myself because I don't think I've done that on here. Who am I? I'm Meredith, and I'm just as shocked as you may be that this is what I do now. I've taken an unorthodox route to get here. I started my collegiate experience at Emerson College in Boston, where I majored in broadcast journalism. I was also a nationally ranked speech and debater. Basically, talking was my sport. Honestly, knowing that I was a speech and debater really helps make sense of me, or at least a little more sense. And I really learned there how to hone my presentation skills and my research skills. I ended up transferring second semester of my junior year. Yes, that is late. And I finished up with a double major in communications and American studies, as well as a minor in political science. Originally, I thought I wanted to become a history professor. When I tell you, I almost started a master's program twice. But some personal stuff got in the way, but also, if you were around, 2008-ish to 2012-13, it was really a low point for the market. And I really wondered if I wanted to accrue student loans. And since then, my career has mostly been in social media marketing as well as writing, because I realize above everything else, I love to create. I love to tell stories. I love to break down things in a way that is digestible and is easy to understand. Come to think of it, maybe that's why when I was a swim coach, they always put me with the youngest kids that were just learning their strokes, because I really understood how to break it down in a way that kids could understand. And I really fell into this specific niche by accident. When the trailer dropped last year for Harry and Meghan's documentary on Netflix, I decided to make an innocent TikTok video and basically said, I don't understand why people are freaking out. They're making money, that's fine, it's their story. That was not a fun day on TikTok for me. I made a friends only video the day after that saying, wow, didn't realize this was such a touchy subject. Again, the amount I did not know about the modern British royal family. And I think I said something along the lines of, I'm never doing that again. Narrator, she would do it again the very next day. And what really intrigued me were the very diametrically opposed points of view that people seem to have about Harry and Meghan, but also Kate and Will online. And one of the most interesting things I learned from the documentary was the Royal Rota, which was established about 40 years ago to control press access to British monarchy events. Obviously, there are space issues, and that makes sense, but quickly realized that in some ways this became almost an extension of the British royal family's PR. If you've been here for a while, you know I don't have a lot of chill. I am a type A firstborn Capricorn. So I wanted to learn more. Daisy is joining the conversation. And what I found is, although this is definitely an issue with the British media, and it's not only a British media problem. Media consolidation, profits over good journalism, 24-hour news cycles, I think all of this does contribute to not a wonderful media landscape in terms of reporting facts and reporting clearly. Again, clearly not just a British media thing. I just found it interesting to look at this through the lens of the British royal family and the British media. And yes, the realization that media literacy is low is not something new, but I think that it's one area of education that really falls through the cracks, because unless you go to a really well-funded secondary school, or you're involved in a journalism program, or go to college in journalism, among other things, this might not be something that's carefully taught. And I think that's particularly true for those of us who remember pre-internet days. I just think things move so quickly that a lot of us just didn't have time to catch up and learn how to be proficient media consumers. I don't believe in gatekeeping. I think media literacy should be a tool that everyone has, and it's one way that we can fight against some of the misinformation that we see. Because while we cannot change the media and what they're doing, at least not for a while. That change is going to happen over time, I hope. We can change the way we react to the media and the way we consume media and the way we understand media. So that's why I love doing this. And it's one of the reasons I call myself royal adjacent. I just happen to be wearing the shirt today, but what perfect timing. I really am not a royal expert, and I don't claim to be. My expertise lies more in how the media reports on these people and digging into connections. You've seen my mind maps. That's where I shine. I know what I don't know, if that makes any sense. I'm going to make mistakes, as anyone does, but I'm willing to learn. But one of the hardest parts of doing these videos is people that misunderstand you. The same way people want you to either be pro Meghan or pro Kate or anti this or anti that. People want that from my channel and sometimes project their feelings onto my content. And I will be the first to admit, a lot of my content confirms what Meghan and Harry have been saying about the media. But also, it's not a mind-blowing realization that the media is intrusive, and that particularly the British media has gone way too far and maybe things are a little too entangled. Or the fact that the heir to the throne is always going to get better coverage and is going to be protected over the spare. This is not new. What's new is the exposure and the fighting back. But I received a comment today that kind of annoyed me. I only skimmed it because when I tell you it was like a literal short story, and I started to engage, and then I realized it was not going to be fruitful. And I'm okay with disagreement and debate, but I'm not okay with being talked down to. But what's interesting is part of this comment proved the media literacy issue, because a lot of the things that they took issue with are things that I explained in the video. But also somehow this idea that if the Daily Mail or a British media source picks up information from an American source, then that's okay. Again, I'm not entirely sure of the argument there. The more you look into this, the more you're going to see articles overlapping between different outlets. It's more the fact that something is considered a story and the hypocrisy in the reporting. And I try to say this as much as I can, but maybe I need to say it more. I don't think this system is good for anyone. I don't think it benefits anyone in the British royal family. You might be up today, you could be down tomorrow. And honestly, I worry about the future generation. I have children, and it's kind of scary once you start digging into these things. And I hate the way they pit women against each other, as if Kate and Meghan have nothing better to do than plan their every single moment and outfit as a way to swipe at the other one. It's reductive, and it's simply just a way to sell papers and get clicks. It's not so much about what happened as it is about how it was reported on. That's what I'm interested in. I don't care, for example, if Kate owns 2 of the same 3,000-pound dresses. I don't. I'm interested in how that's reported on. And it can be frustrating at times to be misunderstood. It's also very weird to have ideas or things that you haven't said, but people have heard projected onto you. I'll be honest, it's something I'm working on. And I did not set out to be a content creator, but I will say that I am thankful it happened a little later in life, when I'm in a better place with my self-esteem and my self-worth, although I have doubts, everyone does. But I'm in a more comfortable place with who I am, which does make a massive difference when making these videos. I don't think I could have handled some of the comments that I received when I was in my early 20s. I think everything happens in the time it's meant to happen in. I truly believe my path is weird and wieldy, but it was the path I was supposed to be on because it gave me all these different skills that I needed to start something like this. I'm kind of the accidental media literacy content creator. I don't know how else to put it. But I'm so thankful for all of you that have subscribed, that share my videos, that encourage me. That means a lot. But it's also okay if you have questions or things that you don't agree with. We can talk about that too. Let's just show a little humanity to one another. I promise it won't bite.